So yeah, just moving right along. Twilight Hollow. Is a stage type that I would say can be fun to optimize, but well, there's a part that you will have to deal with in all three versions of it, which can be annoying. How annoying it is kind of just depends on how much there is of it, and yeah. Okay, so I think first things first. Let's get Alf over to these yellows so he can start opening up the other area, and then we'll just wait here. Yeah. Okay, well, at least. Yeah. The very annoying part is the fact that well. Okay, just leave Charlie over there. Yeah, the very annoying thing about this is that you can't go here on Lilypads now. Although I doubt you could even do that in the first place. So yeah, let's quickly get them. Then Charlie can go that way. Brittany, quickly go pick up this. And then we'll go to Alf again. Okay. Sorry if I am going to be a little bit scatterbrained. I am trying to like wake up. It's probably not the best thing to do this first thing after making coffee, but that's fine. Okay. That's probably not going to do much. But we'll get Charlie up to there. Also, this audio delay is going to be fun. Okay, get them on that. Charlie, go back this way, and Brittany quickly. Wait, no, I didn't want to do that. I don't know, let's get some on these guys. On the nuggets. And then... let's go back to Alf now. Yeah, just a lot of things to do to kind of unwind the puzzle that is this level, and then you can eventually get things done. Continue those up on that. What way will they go? I want to know. Okay. Yeah, so sorry if I'm a little bit quiet. I'm trying to focus. So yes, I remembered that you can't go that way just yet. Because of course. Okay, don't think I've ever had Pikmin die from that before, but that's fine. It's all fine and dandy. Also, yeah, if you couldn't exactly tell, purples have been nerfed a little bit in this game, so they don't have the thud, and what's another thing they don't have? Thingy thing. They don't. Yeah, they don't have the ground pound, so they can't stun enemies. And from the looks of it, they can't stun enemies, or like they can't weigh down enemies. Although that being said, I'm not entirely sure if that was a property of what they had in Pikmin 2. But I mean, it does kind of make sense for them to have it, just ever so slightly. You know what? get them on that, and then... yeah, we'll come back this way. Like, I really gotta remember to, like, not leave some guys behind or something. Okay, I think now I'll try and go into the water, although I will need to be thrown, because I do not want to wait. She'll have the apple. So we'll take Charlie off to Al. Or I'm gonna see if I can't whistle my way into the pond. That sounds weird, but you know, it's a thing you can do. I'm going to switch over to Al. That's fine. Yeah, just ever so slowly getting everything unwinded and stuff. I want to say, out of all the versions of this map that I like to do, not that this isn't one of them, it's that the remixed version I kind of prefer to do more, only because it has a lot of nugget piles, and trying to get things done, or everything done there, is kind of fun, I feel like. Okay, I feel like I should be going about this a different way, but that's fine. As in... not gonna lie, I don't really like it when they move, a piece of fruit along. Okay, fine. I don't know, the music here just kind of feels a little bit insulting, just a single loop over and over again. I really like the Lilypads in this game, and they're not at all frustrating. Well, it's kind of a good thing that we can just whistle. Oh. That is certainly a path you can take, guys. You know, I'll just go back to base, because like, there's stuff we need done down there. Just gonna get all my guys on that one. Kind of feel like I should have gotten some. Just, I really wish there was a way you could just easily access the water part without having to either throw your captain in there or just use the Lilypads. I can kind of understand the challenge, but it's not so much challenging, it's just very annoying. Although that being said, I wouldn't entirely mind if I do have to redo this. It's like... it's just ever so slightly frustrating, as I said before. Okay, right. There's always at least something I miss. So no, wait, don't do that. They won't come back. No, I kind of feel like it might be worth it to just have someone in the middle and they can deal with getting all your Pikmin. Just double checking that. Just gonna say double checking if there wasn't any nuggets there, but that's not in this version. And now the only thing that should be left is that pile of nuggets, which should kind of quickly speed up. Wait, no. Okay. I was going to say, wait, that enemy corpse. That snitch bug, but no. Well, fine. Not the greatest, but it's just that this level is slightly annoying. And we still have to do it 2 more times. Because we have the battle version and then the remix version. Because that's just how it is. Okay. Crossing over to the battle enemies, and to be honest, I feel like with the battle enemies, unless it's one that's very interesting, I'm probably not going to practice it because like they are kind of on the simple side. I kind of wish you could tell where you started, because I know there's onions here, but like it's not always obvious which way or which one you go to, or which one you begin in, I should say. Okay, do that one. Trying to think of which one I want to go to. You know what? Go over this way for now. Okay, I think for this one I might try and grow up a lot of wing. So to say a lot of wings, but I feel like getting more of them is going to be a little bit hard to get, just ever so slightly. Also, this is evil. Because I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but we don't exactly have Pikmin that can go over water. I feel like we'll want a lot of rocks, so that's what I'll grow. Send the boys back to base, and let's start getting things done with Brittany if we can. Okay, well, we can open that area up. It's just like it's not going to be useful. Something I want to know. No. Okay, well, this is going to be something. But it's worth a shot. So don't entirely know if you can lose a run if you just run out of Pikmin type, or run out of a Pikmin type. Just get an absolute extinction. Okay, dealing with the Crushblat. Okay, cool, now I can't kill that Pikmin. Not directly, I should say. How are things on my side? Okay, well, so this little experiment didn't work. So how? So I'm just gonna quickly restart because, get the feeling that's not going to work. So I'll rush through this part again. Kinda wish it showed you which one you had. Just a little bit. Well, I think now that we have exactly 20, I might just open this up just a little bit, just so we can make things easier. I was gonna say, can they get me? But just... I know I need to babysit them because they're probably gonna go through the fire. Okay. And then we should be more or less free to fight this thing with just a bunch of rock Pikmin. It's not exactly hard. Okay. So we're gonna play this a little bit safe and just deal with these guys with only 5 reds. Even though we can just easily do it without, but you know, whatever. Kinda get the feeling that guys, no. Someone's going to die, but that's fine. Or no one could die, that's fine too. Okay, well, let's get them over that way, and then we'll deal with this. Forget how many hits exactly you need for this thing, but it's quite a lot. Especially with rocks only. I don't know, damn it, I'm thinking of a level in Pikmin 4. Where the strategy for to deal with an enemy is just probably just leave your rock Pikmin with them. That's it. Okay. Some sheer wigs. Gotta say, not really a fan of how you deal with them in this game. Because I'll be honest, I think the interaction with them in like the first 2 games is probably the best. With the fact that I'm trying to think of the words. Okay, no. Yeah, but the fact that they only take flight to avoid you and to recover health. But a thing you can use against them is having them fly over water and they can't, like, resurface. Like, they can't go back down. Of course. This can't be easy. It's probably like the only time you get to see this. Okay, let me go up. No. Of course, it's on the other side. Some more sheer wigs. Okay. I don't know, having some bomb rocks here to like kind of optimize things would be really nice, but that's just me. Okay. So with one more platinum in hand, and still one more level, 2 more levels to go until we have unlocked the remix levels. I'm gonna start recording the next episode if you don't mind. So yeah, that's what I'll do. One completely shattered timeline later, we can finally do this. If Twilight River Remix is a level I go back to a lot, this is another level I return to a lot because it's pretty much all nuggets. And this is again a level where I guess I was just possessed by a Dendori demon, but like don't entirely know how I was able to get this done perfectly. Although that being said, I feel like there's a way. Awesome, yeah, I believe if Alf wants to be... Okay, no, Alf is doing Alf things. Go over this way. Fine. Yeah. Not only is this level all nuggets, but it's also a level in which you can grow your Pikmin, which I feel like is not something we get to see a lot of. Okay. Just wondering if this is going to be faster or not, but we'll get to see. No. Not sure if I did say this before, but like, rocks it's not really useful to have a lot of here, which is weird to think, but it is kind of more or less the gist of things here. Definitely seems like throwing is going to be better other than charging. Okay. I'm just going to get a lot of wing. Because it definitely kind of seems like a good way to do this is to just grow a lot of wings. Because you don't exactly need to worry about building a bridge. Although that being said, that does also mean that you need to be careful with your Pikmin management. Yeah, Pikmin management. Okay, I'll get the boys over that way. Nice, just didn't even bother. I really kind of want to know the range of how close he needs to be to a group of Pikmin that you can block, because like, I feel like it's obvious. Oh, close. Okay. So what? My guy, what are you doing? Okay, that should be everyone, and then should more or less be fine. Because, well, we kind of need them to build the bridge, just so we can make things just go a little bit smoother. A little bit. Let's go back to base. I'll get them started on this one. Cause like I feel like a plan here is just kind of no. Get things started. Okay. Get things started and then kind of pick your way out of things as you go about doing other things, which great way to word that, but I mean, it is kind of more or less what we have to do here. Okay. Get them on this. Okay, can't exactly do anything with just one, so we'll get them on a nugget pile. Brittany can go for a swim. Charlie can, I guess, just be the mediator in the middle. Well, there's a lot of things we can do now. Brittany. Just going to tell on this because I kind of want to focus. And I've got to say, this is just much easier than just dealing with the Lilypads. Okay. Although that being said, we can't exactly get over there. Really love the Lilypads. Like, what is that? You could quite easily just go around. You don't need to. What is that pathing, my guy? Okay, be the guy in the middle. Right, there's also that one that we need to focus on. Now, I believe in the Wii U version, you could quite very easily just kind of whistle your Pikmin onto the Nugget Piles directly, but here it just wants to be a little bit funky and just not do that sometimes. So, that's fun. Okay, I definitely get the feeling I should have probably spicy sprayed, but I mean, I feel like now we've got a good rhythm going. Yeah, I definitely kind of think the rhythm here is to kind of have them work on these Nugget Piles as you get them. It's like, what? Please tell me I didn't forget anything. If we get this, this is going to be close. Like, obscenely close. What am I missing? Okay, cool. I feel like this is definitely going to be a level I want to come back and redo. Because, man, that definitely could be better. Okay. So. It might not seem like it, but there's a set of 5 more levels. Do I get access to them now, or do I have to wait? Cool. So. Definitely need to fact check this, but I believe in the Wii U version, levels 11 to 15 were DLC. I believe. So for some reason, you're playing along on this version with the Wii U version, despite the fact that it doesn't have achievements, and you don't have these levels, don't fret. I guess now you have a reason to finally get a Switch and a copy of this game if you don't have them already. But yeah, because this was the Twilight Hollow level episode, we still need to go through the Shaded Garden. But I think after that point, because we don't have access to these 5 level types in Battle Enemies yet, I think I'm going to save them until later. But until then, that has been, I'll see you.